When it comes to storytelling, most of the time characters need to earn a second chance. So it surprised me when the writers of Arcane chose to give a certain character a chance at redemption right after they made their mistake. This character is Heimerdinger, and if you're wondering why he might not deserve a second chance, here are some things to consider. Reason 1. 200 years ago, Piltover was created due to a massive war that affected the world of Runeterra. This war is often assumed to be the Rune War, which caused some places to reject magic. One of the founding members of Piltover was Heimerdinger, and after 2 centuries, he's still on the council overseeing the city. The reason he might not deserve a second chance is because Piltover was the direct reason for the formation of the undercity. How? Well, in their pursuit of progress, they began separating what would help the city to develop and those that would not. Can you guess where all that was deemed unhelpful ended up? Well, if you guessed the undercity, then you're correct. So, yes, he is one of the biggest reasons why the undercity even exists. Reason 2. Hextech was a massive breakthrough. The possibilities were endless, and that is both good and bad. When Jayce and Viktor cracked the code, it only took 5 to 7 years for them to proceed with the building of the Hex Gates. This led to a boom in the development of Piltover, and it became a global trading hub. Jayce and Viktor continued with their experiments, intending to help people. However, their latest projects were rejected by Heimerdinger. He cited safeguards as a reason, and he gave each invention 10 years of testing and told them to keep it a secret from others. Have you noticed what's wrong here? Jayce and Viktor made a glove and a claw that could help people with their work. They could have worked on safety guidelines for safeguarding things, and even adjusting the potency of each invention would have helped immensely. They had a monopoly on Hextech, and they were the only ones who could really use it. If you think about it, the Hex Gate had a much bigger impact in their world than the gloves and the claw. I mean, they spread it all over the world and it could be used by so many people, bad actors included. In fact, a lot of the council members used it for smuggling. Silco used it to transport the addictive substance that is Shimmer, and Ambessa, from what it looks like in the trailer, will use it to transport an army to Piltover in Season 2. Do you get what I'm saying here? He has a double standard. While the Hex Gate, with their vast global impact, was approved almost immediately, smaller, safer inventions like the glove and the claw had to face 10 years of testing. That alone raises so many questions about the priorities of Heimerdinger and Piltover's council. Reason 3. In the beginning of Act 2, Heimerdinger tells Jayce the story of Stanwick Padidley. This former charge of Heimerdinger wasn't famous, but he did leave a mark on Heimerdinger. He tells Jayce that Padidley always put progress and the greater good ahead of himself, sacrificing his self-interests. Jayce would actually respond to this by volunteering to shut down all Hextech related activities when Jinx steals his notes and gems from their lab. However, Heimerdinger opts to join the council in appointing him as one of their newest members. Heimerdinger's story of Stanwick Padidley emphasizes selflessness. However, he contradicts this lesson by supporting Jayce's council appointment instead of reinforcing Jayce's willingness to prioritize the city's safety over personal gain. This reveals a disconnect between Heimerdinger's actions and his ideals, meaning he doesn't practice what he preaches. Reason 4. Also, in the second act, they find out that Viktor is dying. Jayce responds to this by trying to find a way to make Viktor better through Hextech, and Heimerdinger responds to this by telling Viktor to accept his fate and that he'll eventually forget him. This pushes Viktor to seek the help of Singe. This shows his indifference to the struggles of mortals, further reinforcing Reason 1 and 2. That said, this all led to Jayce forcibly removing him from the council. Reason 5. Keep in mind, the formation of the Undercity wasn't overnight. The people who needed help were getting pushed aside and placed somewhere slowly decaying. In 200 years of being in charge, you would think he would notice it as it got worse. You know what it took for him to realize the state of the Undercity? A walk. A simple walk. So really, all it took for him was to literally step out of his ivory tower, and he could have opened his eyes to the 200-year plight of the people he is responsible for. I mean, can you even think of all the times they sent enforcers with impunity down to the Undercity? Heimerdinger wasn't aware of what was happening in the Undercity, and really, all it took for him to find out was a walk. This really just underscores his indifference and detachment to the struggles and needs of those he governs. After all this, his little walk leads him to Echo. Echo welcomes him with open arms and brings him to the Firelight hideout, where it's basically implied that he's taken the young prodigy as an apprentice. This is further reinforced in the clip where Heimerdinger and Echo break into the academy, and of course, the latest clip of him inventing stuff with Echo in the Firelight space. Now, personally, I don't really think he earned that second chance yet. Also, I think it seems inconsistent with Echo's personality, especially with how cautious he was with Vi and how angry he was towards Caitlyn. But what do I know? I'm just a geek that's overly invested with Arcane. I'll talk more about the mentors of Arcane in this video right here, so peace and have a great day.